Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jemson Banag, and I will be your discussant this afternoon. My topic is all about organizational culture in education. And these are my objectives. Number one, define the organizational culture. Number two, identify the types of organizational culture. Number three, discuss the importance of organizational culture and how to improve organizational culture. Number four, finding your culture fit. Now let's start with what is organizational culture. The meaning of organizational culture is the values, processes, and practices followed by organization and its people. There are several factors that determine organizational culture, from communication to code of conduct. If you want to enjoy a fulfilling work life, it's important to find your culture. There are three aspects of organizational culture. Number one, values. Values are the basic ethical practices that organizations follow. They comprise the code of conduct, confidentiality, on how you interact with senior management. Values also determine the way organizations engage with external stakeholders like clients, vendors, or customers. Some of the elements that define values include open communication, commitment, quality, and teamwork. Number two, processes. Processes are formal procedures that are part of organization's growth strategy. They comprise employee training and development to help you learn the rules. Another important process defined by organizations is the evaluation system, such as performance appraisals, processes like status update meetings, payroll cycles, and other regular procedures. Number three, practices. Practices are informal norms followed by organizations that develop over time. These are set in stone but adapted by employees, depending on how they engage with each other within the organization. For instance, it may be normal to work weekends in your organization, while some organizations are normally 4-day work weeks. Types of organizational cultures. The Competing Values Framework, or CVF, is a model that determines the type of organizational culture. It was developed by Professor Robert E. Keane and Kim East Cameron. According to the framework, there are four types of cultures based on two dimensions: internal and external, flexibility, and stability. Let's define internal versus external. In organizations where the focus is on internal growth and development as opposed to market competition is said to have internal orientation. Internal cultures encourage collaboration and team building, boost employee morale and performance, while external cultures strategize according to the market and competing businesses. Their culture is driven by external rather than internal stakeholder. Next is flexibility versus stability. Organization where the focus is on flexible work style, transferable skills, and adaptability as opposed to the structure is said to have a flexible orientation. Flexibility defines how employees interact with seniors, peers, and juniors. It also focuses on adapting to changes without losing sight of organizational goals. Stability, on the other hand, defines structures, planning, and interdependence. Now, these are the four types of organizational culture according to two dimensions. First, clan culture. A clan culture or a family culture lies at the intersection of internal and flexibility. It encourages open communication and collaboration. It's a friendly work culture where decision making is a shared responsibility. People are at the heart of clan culture, where you'll be expected to display excellent communication skills and interpersonal skills. Building rapport with your teammates and coworkers, essential for workplace impact. If you enjoy working with others and achieve results as a team, you will enjoy clan culture. Next is adhocracy culture. Adhocracy promotes risk-taking, creativity, and innovation. Leaders in adhocracy encourage their employees to take initiative and be proactive. It's driven by external factors and flexibility, making it ideal for fields like design, publishing, and marketing. Developing new products or offering niche services also fall under advocacy. The modern workplace strives to promote this kind of culture within their organizations. Employees in advocacy find it easier to be their best selves, step out of their comfort zone, come up with new ideas. The third one, market culture. Market culture is all about competition and its works within the parameters of stability and external orientation. This is where employees have to work efficiently to keep up with market changes and competitors. Achieving sales and marketing targets are part of a market culture. Leaders in this type of organizational culture are demanding, settling for nothing but excellence. The last one, hierarchical culture. Hierarchical organizations have an internal orientation with a focus on stability. This kind of culture works on structure and control. It's about doing things right the first time, which means you have to be highly skilled at your job. There are formal rules, processes, and planning in place for effective results. It follows a top-down approach where employees are well versed about their roles and responsibilities, with minimal room for error. This is a high-performing, high-stakes organizational culture. Now let's proceed to importance of organizational culture. There are 8 importance of organizational culture. Number 1, increase employee engagement. A work environment that possesses organizational culture is driven by purpose and clear expectations. This motivates and inspires employees to be more engaged in their work duties and interaction with others. Number 2, decreased turnover. People who feel valued and respected in a company are less likely to leave it. That's why it's essential for brands to foster a winning organizational culture that supports their core values and mission statement. Number 3, elevated productivity. When employees have the resources and tools they need to succeed, it helps increase productivity and performance levels overall. Organizational culture impacts the structure of a workplace in ways that bring people of the same skill set together. Those who share similar backgrounds and skills may work more quickly together when tackling company projects. Number 4, strong brand identity. Company's organizational culture represents its public image and reputation. People make assumptions about businesses based on their interaction within and outside of the company. If it lacks organizational culture or has a weak image, customers may hesitate to do business with anyone who is associated with the brand. Businesses with a strong brand identity tends to attract more businesses and job candidates with similar values who support their mission. Number 5. Transformational power. Not all businesses have the power to transform ordinary employees into total brand advocates, but those with a strong organizational culture do. Companies that recognize their employees' efforts and celebrate team success are more likely to notice a change in employees as they experience a sense of accomplishment. Number 6. Top performance. Companies that promote community in the workplace are more likely to retain their best employees. People who are great at their jobs and know the value of their skills commonly leave negative work environments where they feel undermined and unappreciated. Organizational culture builds a high-performance culture that strengthens the work of people within the company, resulting in a positive employee experience overall. Number 7. Effective onboarding. More and more, businesses with an organizational culture are relying on effective onboarding practices to train new hires. Onboarding practices that include orientation, training, and performance management programs help new employees access the right resources and better transition into their roles. This promotes employee longevity and loyalty and reduce the amount of frustration some employees experience when they don't have the information needed to do their job well. Onboarding is a great way for companies to ensure new hires understand the core value of their business. The last important, healthy team environment. Organizational culture helps improve workflows and guides the decision-making process. It also helps teams overcome barriers of ambiguity. Team members who are informed and knowledgeable about certain processes are often more motivated to finish a project. Having a clear culture that unifies employees and promotes organized work structures helps people work together with purpose. Now, how to improve organizational culture? If you're in a leadership position at work, follow these steps to ensure your team achieves success in workplace. Number 1. Communicate well. Knowing how to communicate well is the best way to improve organizational culture. Miscommunication is the main reason people become unsatisfied with their jobs and start looking for another opportunities. Next, listen to concerns and ideas. If you're in leadership position, provide your employees with a public platforms that makes it easy for them to share their opinions. Encourage one-on-one meetings with team members to allow them to speak openly, yet privately, about sensitive concerns. Encourage feedback. If you notice that a certain aspect of company needs improvement, take time to provide feedback regarding the issue and encourage others to do the same. Be consistent. Being consistent in your leadership efforts helps people experience a sense of stability. Once a company's organizational structure is in place, employer-based best to maintain processes and procedures. The last topic is finding your culture fit. Your culture fit defines which organizational culture will work for your skills, values, and expectations. If you're creative, you may enjoy an advocacy more than a hierarchy. Identifying where you'll thrive as an employee can help you realize your full potential in the workplace. Let's see how you can find your culture fit. With the Harappa Culture Fit tool, answering of the questions will help you determine what importance to you and your organizations. Some of these questions are included. Number 1. Does your organization give more importance to employees' needs than processes? How important is employee satisfaction than market competition? Next, does the leadership take out time to listen to their employees and address their needs? Next, is creativity supported and encouraged in your workplace? And lastly, are team building cooperation and collaboration important in your organizations? And that's all for this afternoon. Thank you for listening. Again, this is Jemson Banaag, your discussant. Thank you. These are my references.